Hello and thank you for joining me today. My name's Leah Zalams and I am the founder of Z-Axis Leadership Consultancy and the host of Z-Axis TV, where I interview the movers and shakers and thought leaders and action takers in sales, leadership and mindset for entrepreneurs, and particularly for women in business and women who have transitioned from the somewhat cushy corporate weekly paycheck and are now trying to replace that and grow that, working in a business that fulfills their passion and gives them a sense of meaning and is creating positive value in the world in some way. And today's video is about my journey so far into the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency, and I will be giving a initial thoughts review on this amazing piece of prose, The Cryptopians by Laura Shin. But before we jump into that, do subscribe to my channel here and hit the notifications bell so you can be alerted when I upload videos. And I am doing a series of live interviews with successful sales and marketing specialists and entrepreneurs. And I will also be doing a series on women in cryptocurrency. So stay tuned for that. Now, just a bit of backstory before we jump into Cryptopians. My journey in crypto really started in about October last year, when my husband actually had been invited to take a look at some things, some information, and started digging around and researching as he does, and he jumped in. And so to that end, I guess a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out, a little bit of, well, I want my own crypto fortune. I want my own learning and understanding about this new world of Web3 and blockchain and cryptocurrencies and non-fungible tokens. And so I jumped in too. And so I opened an account. I bought some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, as you do as a beginner, and started watching some of the amazing educators on YouTube. So every morning, Peter and I would tune in to the incredible George, I Am George, We Are All George channel. So Cryptos Are Us. So check that out. George streams morning and evening, and he interacts with his followers there, and he gives a great daily update on what the markets are doing, what major stories in the press are doing, and the major movements in the cryptocurrencies. And he's very generous with his own expertise and experience. So check him out. And there's a few others as well. The likes of Coin Bureau Guy is very educational and entertaining to watch, and all in a similar vein with education and a bit of personal experience thrown in, which makes for a great way to actually learn the lingo and learn about this new world of blockchain and cryptocurrency and what it might mean for you. And so why did I jump in? Well, as I said, fear of missing out. And there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of buzz around blockchain and cryptocurrency as being the next replacement world on many levels. So it encompasses Web3, it is software, it is finance, it is fintech, it is a lot of technologies. It's giving rise to whole new swathes of entrepreneurs. So there's a lot to learn, a lot to get your head around. So how do you actually do that? And one of the ways I'm doing that, in addition to following some of these educators on YouTube, is to listen to podcasts. And to that end, Laura Shin, the author of this book, The Cryptopians, which is just out now, available on all good bookstores and Amazon. But just a bit of background on Laura Shin. She's a writer, a crypto journalist, and a podcaster. So her podcast is actually called Unchained. So you can go to Spotify or iTunes and download that. And that's a really informative set of interviews that Laura puts together there, that goes into the technical aspects, into business aspects, into the political implications. So she's got some really, really interesting interviews and education there. So Laura is a former senior editor at Forbes. Now, as I said, she hosts the podcast Unchained, and which has over 15 million downloads and views. And so that speaks volumes, because there are an enormous number of podcasts out there today. Laura has spoken about cryptocurrency at places such as TEDx San Francisco, the International Monetary Fund, Singular University, and the Oslo Freedom Forum. She lives in New York City. So what drew me to actually pre-order this book when I started tuning in to the Unchained podcast was Laura's wonderful way of promoting it and providing endorsements that she had received by readers, both those who knew nothing about cryptocurrency and others who are very much in the leading the charge in that field. So what attracted me was really her brand newbie reader, the one that had no idea what blockchain and cryptocurrency was, who was able to say and to feel that they had at least enough understanding to actually make a decision about whether that was something they wanted to pursue or not as an investment strategy. And because there are many ways, obviously, you can get involved in cryptocurrency, and one of the ways is covered in this book, and this is actually the woe to go story about Ethereum and the founders of Ethereum. And I'm about 1/3 of the way through, and it's a nice big type, which is easy to read, but it is also meticulously referenced, and there is a very, very thorough glossary of terms here, like what is BTC? BTC is the ticker for Bitcoin. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a digital asset produced by a blockchain that is highly fungible, divisible, and transportable, and whose movements can be tracked unless the chain has built-in privacy features. So it really is like a mini encyclopedia or great reference book for anyone who is curious about cryptocurrency and wanting to learn more and not knowing where to start. And now the book itself, I've got to say, what the title reads, The Cryptopians, Idealism, Greed, Lies, and the Making of My First Big Cryptocurrency Craze. And as I said, this tracks the journey of Ethereum. So starting with the original founder, who is a young fellow, very young fellow, 19 years old he was when he started, Vitalik Buterin. He's the creator of Ethereum. And so it starts around about from 2008 right up until present day. And I've got to say that so far it is an absolutely intriguing read. And I will be honest that there is some elements of it that are just go over my head in terms of me really understanding what's going on. But I get the gist of lots of techie stuff going on by clever, spirited tech entrepreneurs, and who are also big dreamers, and who are also very much about the people. Like the one major argument here or theme that is totally intriguing, as it ended up being 8 founders that came together, and they were the most, like, if you think about the movie The Misfits, and you couldn't have 8 more different personalities, characters and backgrounds, and there was half that had the techie skills and half that really came either by providing money, or they were more the business people who were taking it on themselves to go and create community and go to conferences and spread the word and build community and build support and understanding and for Ethereum. So you have this great divide between the techies and the business people, and that, well, I'm not going to give it away. You've got to read the book to find out how that pans out. But it absolutely takes me back to my own experience coming from a medical technology background and biochemistry. When I left the lab and went into the world of pharmaceutical sales and then medical technology sales and equipment and IT software, we had the techies, the developers, and the clinical folk who are all in the technical bucket. And then we had the salespeople and the finance people. And it was unbelievable, the great divide. And in fact, I'm not sure whether the finance people actually were more like techies. They were actually probably more in the tech bucket than they were in the sales bucket, which was all about the building the dream and spending money to make money and investing in relationships, and really the techie people not understanding at all what our salespeople would be doing. And we as salespeople being so frustrated at how risk averse the techies were. Now, I would say the big difference with the techies in the crypto land is that they are not risk averse. And not only that, but they are all about equality and diversity and inclusion and creating an environment, creating opportunities for everybody to participate and for everybody to have a voice and for everybody to win. So very much more the egalitarian approach, whereas the business angle, the business people were again much more about what they would generate for themselves as founders and making sure that the money side of things, the return on investment, would stack up. So very different ideologies, and Laura does a fabulous job of capturing the stories, the people and the issues. And I don't think there's much that she's held back on here. Like, there's some really meaty stuff in here. So it's a great read. Like, it's a total soap opera on some levels. It's also a fabulous study in culture and leadership, and how do you take leadership, how do you develop followership, how do you influence, and what powers the influence that wins, and what is a win. So much good stuff. I'm going to keep going with this. But look, if you have enjoyed this initial review on the Cryptopians, make sure you do subscribe to my channel. And if there is someone, a woman in crypto who's doing great stuff that you think I should interview, please connect me with her. Tell me what you're reading. Tell me how you're learning, and tell me, how is crypto working for you so far? For me, I'm waiting for the uptick. So, and I know it's coming. I trust it's coming. And I am really excited to be on this journey, learning and being involved in this brand new world of Web3, crypto, and everything else that goes with that. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.